Hey everybody, Crash here, DM for this campaign. If you're watching this, just a heads up, we did not record these sessions or stream them. So episodes 1 through 23 are just summed up by me and the players of Bubbles, Claximus, and Analura as we sort of look back at the beginning of the campaign in those early episodes and try our best to remember what happened and provide some kind of context for what happened in the earlier days of the campaign. So they're short, they're sweet, I hope, and they help sort of establish the history of the campaign that has spanned 2 years and over 100 sessions. So hope you enjoy. So that brings us to session 6, one night at Aello Island. So after making it back to the Wormwood and turning in all the treasure we found, the crew was in a particularly good mood. Dungar suggested we make dock at a nearby island and party ourselves out. As luck had it for us, that night was the night of the Love Moon, or as I know it, the Slaver's Moon. The Red Moon brought out a raucous side of the already raucous crew. They partied and defiled themselves the entire night. Sandara, Quinn, and Zalnos exposed themselves to me. It's a sight I wish I could forget, but I have frequent nightmares of it even to this day. Again, these accounts are from Analura's journal. Zalnos, Claximus, Sandara, and I awoke on a beach with a talking skull named Diodario and an annoying little shark puppy named Mr. Pluggers. Apparently, Squall had been kidnapped by harpies last night, and now we have to go save them. The trek through the forest was a rough one. We ran into some crystal oozes who threatened to burn our skin off. Luckily, they were quite slow, and we simply got away. Eventually, we found ourselves at some Cyclops encampment with an altar. Though we were curious, we decided not to push our luck and continued in our search for Squall. We did, however, recover an emerald key, which could be used to unlock the Emerald Spire Mega Dungeon someday if we ever wanted to come back. We eventually made it to a seaside cove where the harpies were located. They had 2 Cyclops bodyguards, one of which we pushed into the ocean. After a lot of sneaking and running for our lives, we found the harpies fornicating with Squall. After a short battle, they gave up, and I, with the greatest mind there, suggested the harpies join our crew to replace the guys they killed. Good idea, Analura.
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't
Great
come
idea.
back to fuck us up in any
Oh
way.
man. So, session 6. The reason we had session 6 is it was Valentine's day.
Yes.
Yep, and some of the players could not make it, but we still wanted to play. So I ran basically a impromptu side quest that I did in like less than an hour. And it is amazing how many things spawned from that from that one side quest to become staples of the campaign.
Fuck you.
Uh,
Diodario. I
late,
can't believe Diodario originated there.
yeah,
Diodario, Harpy Gate,
yeah.
Harpy.
um,
So
the
let's
death
see.
of Barefoot Sam's Tippin, apparently.
Barefoot.
Yeah. Let's see. There was this beach treasure thing. Let's see if I can move the ribbon here. There we go. I'm remembering how to control this stuff. So this is where you guys woke up and found Diodario's skull in the in this treasure chest. And Zalnos and Sandara, that was a whole thing with like Zalnos hates Valorians, but then they got drunk and they did the thing, and then there was awkward feels between the two of them, and yeah. So that was the whole thing. And then you guys followed the tracks into the jungle from here. Then, after some stuff in the jungle, you ended up at the Harpy's Cave, which was here. There we go. And this was pretty exciting because, one, this was the first time I ever used animated tokens in this campaign, or in Roll20. I think this is around the time that Roll20 claimed they were going to have animated assets, and you couldn't have like more than 2 without breaking Roll20. But we did have this adorable animated Cyclops mini, which was kind of cool. And then, of course, there were the Harpies, and there was another map that was down on the gravelly beach at the bottom of this cliff, and that was cool because, again, at low levels, everything is a big deal. So climbing a cliff was like a big deal, and falling would have meant actually dying and not just bouncing off the ground with a squeaky toy noise and getting back up. And the Cyclopses, despite only having like a normal 5e stat block for Cyclopses, they're still hitting pretty damn hard when you're only like second or third level. So you guys actually came up with some really clever stuff to like push one of them off the cliff and confuse like other ones. You skipped all of this dungeon that was back here, where there was more stuff to do. And you did manage to rescue Tilly Brackett. Man, that'd take me back. Tilly Brackett. She never really made it big in the campaign. And then, of course, there was the Harpy's Love Chamber, and you killed the Harpy leader, I believe, and then took the other 2 sisters with you, if I'm remembering correctly.
I thought there was
I think
3
there
of
were
them.
3.
Oh,
Yeah, 3.
maybe you healed the older sister, and then you brought.
Because
all
I got back the next week, and I was like, "Where the fuck did these harpies come from?"
Yeah, and I used the most tittylicious harpies I could find too for this. That one went on to open a her own tavern in the city of Mitros. So
Why did Dungar let them keep the harpies? By the way,
I'm not 100% sure.
It was because I asked him.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and you were his favorite by that point because
Yes.
you just kept Kroot from being drunk. You were making healing potions. You were working like 4 jobs on the ship too. Because you were helping with research. You were medical officer in training, and then you were also cookie, basically. And you were also on a away team for missions. So yeah, you had a lot going on, and you kept doing a really good job. So Dungar was like, yeah, sure, if you think it's a good idea, I think it's a good idea. Yes. It's all cut.
And
Yeah.
that's how Harpy Gate started.
And then this is where this cutie showed up, with his adorable sound effects. So amazing. He's a little guy then. He's a little guy. Look how small his mini is. He's a little puppy then.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Pluggers.
All right. So that was session 6.